peak of the heat wave, and everyone's air conditioner shut off. So there were like so many people in the street, and then something had happened like whenever the power goes out, which isn't that often, but when it does here, I've noticed it always does it, and then there's like an automatic like retry or something where it tries to kick back in
So it'll
and
like
then
turn
doesn't.
off, then turn back on, and then turn off again, kind of deal.
Yeah, it'll turn off and then like 15 minutes later we'll be like, "Oh, it's back." No, it's not. That's always how it goes. At this time what happened when that like because something was like actually broken, when that uh retry happened, it just blew all the lights in the street.
Jeez.
So like, and they all went one by one, like the way the power like transferred to them. So down the street, basically this time instead of it just going like when it turns off on and turns off, this time it went
God.
and the lights like left all these sparks in the air, and everyone like ran off because they thought it was gonna start a fire, but it didn't.
It's very lucky that it didn't, given how hot everything was. I'm sure everything's hella dry and like flammable.
Yeah, I mean, if I want a scene in a movie where someone has crazy electric power,
Put them in a
maybe
desert.
Cass actually. Like no, like this that scene is like or like what happened. I feel like that's a perfect thing of like if someone was standing at the end of the street causing it, you know,
Yeah.
that would look awesome.
All right. Well, I started up the stream, so we're gonna wrap up where we left off when Connor's power exploded. I finished the wall jumping bit, but Connor didn't get to do that because his power exploded. So he'll do that, and then hopefully, I mean, that'll be really quick. That was only like a handful of lines of code, so you should be able to speed through that one pretty quick. And they were generally pretty simple too. But then after that, we'll move on to the orbit camera tutorial, which I'm excited about. So we've been stuck with this shitty camera for a while now.
My power's turned on.
Oh, look, I could like fight against gravity with it. There we go.
Figure out exactly where I left off because I'm realizing it could have
We could bring up the
I could
VOD.
have lost my save. So I don't know where I last saved.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, you might have lost
let's
some
see.
progress. Yeah. Well, again, worst
If
case
on
scenario, I can
ground.
always send my script. My script.
Okay, so I have the if statements in the jump. That's good. Then jump since last grounded or step since last grounded. One greater than one. Yeah, that's there. Less than equal to max jumps. Where's that?
Oh,
I
do you
think I'm
remember we were having a conversation about how I wanted to read how I wanted to read a manga first before I like experienced the anime because I've never
yeah.
really had that, and then I brought up fucking what is going on with my camera right now? Holy shit! Look at this. Why is this happening?
It's keeping the rotation,
What's
right?
rotating?
Oh, maybe not.
This has never happened. Did my camera get hit by one of the rigid bodies
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
did you add a mesh collider to it?
Well, no, now it's still going though. It's not doing it. What the fuck?
Hmm.
Okay, I guess I'll just let me look at the camera see if there's anything weird on there. But yeah, I brought up Chainsaw Man as a good. I was like, that's gonna pop off,
Oh
and
yeah,
they
has it?
they just announced that they're like actually working on the anime now, and it has like a fucking banger lineup, like hella higher up, what's the word? Hella prestigious animators on that crew.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So it's
I was.
gonna pop off.
Did you uncheck your XYZ lock on the ball?
Oh yeah, freeze rotation.
Yeah.
I think that might be it. I don't know though. That's the first time that's happened. I've had that unchecked for so long. It's so weird. Whatever.
That is weird. You know, who's making the Chainsaw Man?
I think it's Mappa. I'm not 100% sure though. They're the dudes who picked up Attack on Titan after
Oh, okay.
Wit stopped.
I gotta catch up on that. That's what I've been thinking about. I was thinking there was an anime that I have watched and I just want to catch up on. I think that's the one.
Yeah, it's Mappa that's doing Chainsaw Man. Oh, I didn't even know there was a trailer for it. I'm gonna watch this. Oh wait, I'll probably get claimed for this, huh?
Oh, damn it.
Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna put the stream to a BRB and I'm gonna watch it. Do you wanna? I could switch it so that it's Chrome too if you want to see it.
I mean, you could just play it on the stream. At most, it would just get muted.
I guess that's true. Whatever. Fuck it. I'll play it.
And you're recording on OBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then there's definitely no problem. The only problem is for people who want to watch the VOD on Twitch. Be a little delayed, I think.
Oh, are you watching on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the only where you're gonna have audio, huh?
Yeah. I guess they're not speaking my language, so.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, that's gonna be very good. I'm very glad I chose to listen, because the audio really
Yeah, that
sucked.
made a big
Not saying
difference.
that, yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't finish Chainsaw Man, but I was into it while I was reading it. Like it was pretty good.
I was thinking about just watching One Piece.
Yeah. I would recommend getting caught up on Attack on Titan first. Because you could finish that in like an afternoon. You could get caught up
That's
on
true.
that. One Piece is like
I just
a commitment. Like you have a wife after that, you know.
well, that's why I wanted to do One Piece. Do you know about One Piece?
Oh, like consistently watch it at one fixed pace?
No, it's like a recut.
A recut
the show.
of One Piece?
Yeah, that is like it removes filler, I guess.
Is this real?
And yeah,
Oh, I thought you were kidding.
I heard about it on Wayne's stream.
Let me look this up.
I was gonna see if you knew about it and could tell me if it was like if it skipped anything that needed.
I wonder how far they made it.
Skip.
Damn, yeah, it's all the way up to Wano Kuni. That's further than I am. I'm here. I'm at Whole Cake Island. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, honestly, I didn't know this was a thing. I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I should switch to this or not. I feel like this might be better. I did not know about this.
480p.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, actually. Just for the early stuff, it looks like.
Naruto had a very similar thing where it was like Naruto
Yeah.
Kai. And I feel like it definitely benefit because One Piece, as much as I was defending a lot of the filler before, like the filler isn't too bad. Like Naruto, like Shippuden was far worse, where they would just go on these like 30 episode filler arcs in the middle of the fucking climax. Like they don't do shit like that in One Piece. The filler is like very well placed. It's always like right in between arcs, and it's very skippable, but it's usually pretty fun. But the problem with One Piece's filler, I'm realizing, is that they do filler in the main arcs by just fucking up the pacing. Like they'll just drag something out way longer than it needs to be, just so that it like fits one episode.
That's what I've heard, or like when I heard that One Pace is supposed to be specifically about the pace of the show.
I think I'm gonna download the Dressrosa arc one, because Dressrosa had suffered from that a lot. It was a really good arc, but as I was watching it, I was just kind of like, okay, come on, let's fucking go. Like, what's going on here? So that's what I think Dressrosa will be a very good test for me. But yeah, I mean, I can't fully weigh in on it yet. Maybe if I just watch one of these like earlier arcs too, maybe see how they do like Arlong Park. I bet you what it's gonna be is I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is how I remember it, because it's just gonna be like all the bullshit that I wouldn't remember that's dumb is all cut out.
Oh, I see.
So I would say just watch this. Yeah. I can't say personally from experience because I haven't watched it yet, but like One Piece definitely has a pacing issue, so if you've heard people saying this is better.
I always, like with anime, the thing that I feel like I always have a sorry, actually really quick, do you know where jump direction is?
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing this. I think that's a new line, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's right above aligned speed, and I don't know where that is.
Isn't that in Jump?
I guess I'll just search.
Yeah, it's in Jump.
I was gonna say, oh, okay. Wait, so do you do that? Oh, okay. You do it in the definition of jump direction or after?
I do it, yeah, jump direction is above aligned speed and below jump speed.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna say is just like with pretty much all anime, I feel like, except for stuff like Fooly Cooly, which is perfect in this particular thing, is editing. Like I feel like every anime I watch, I feel like the editing is just weird, and it's mostly I feel like because it's storyboarded first.
I feel like a lot of it is people trying to get like a full episode out of like one volume or like one issue when it really doesn't work out that way.
Time constraints is like almost, that's so strange, not strange, but it's like it's such a, that would be so hard to do, to like consistently have good episodes that are all the exact same length.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do it with the manga. It's the same length content, you know, within an issue.
Yeah. But sometimes, like in a, I guess the equivalent of like a full page in like a full page piece of like one, what are they called? Frames, I guess.
Panel.
What are they called in comics? Panel stuff. Yeah, like a full page panel. The equivalent of that is just like holding it in freeze frame on the screen.
I mean, in JoJo, they spend 7 pages showing one guy beating the shit out of another guy, which is really funny.
I can't really think of mangas that I've read, actually. Now that I think
My
about
Hero.
it, I can't. Yeah, but that, I guess yeah, I didn't finish that, but I got caught up to it when I was reading it. But like in book form, I feel like I used to read them when I was a kid. I can't think of any that I read besides like the Pokemon adventures.
How far along are you?
I'm just commenting out that get component renderer, the color thing,
Mm.
and I think I'm good. Let me actually try it. Ah, damn it.
Did it just crash?
No, I just always press X when I leave for some reason. Like I save and then I just press X.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely would say wrap up Attack on Titan first, just because it's quicker, and I also really fucking love this season, so I'd like to be able to talk about that. But I think One Piece is probably a good idea. There's nothing that I like. Like, there's nothing in there that's I feel like is on the fence between being filler or not that I would like vehemently defend. You know?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything like that. Like anything that I was on the fence about it being filler or not, I was just like I probably just completely forget about it. But yeah, this is making me wish I knew about this sooner. I probably would have switched over. I feel like maybe you told me about it and I just forgot. There's so many times when I'm watching it when I'm just like, I just get pissed and I have to start fast forwarding shit because it's like they're so clearly just like wasting time.
For me, with filler, I feel like I have a hard time telling what is filler.
I feel like I've picked up a nose for it. I used to feel like that, but now I feel like I don't know what it is. For some reason, like an arc will start and I'll immediately be like, "This is filler, isn't it?" And then I'll look it up and I'm like always right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just One Piece because I'm noticing it within One Piece most, but I definitely had some of that in Naruto where you could just you could smell it, you know.
In Naruto, I remember like watching all of it just in a row for a while, just like not caring that there was filler, and not being able to determine it. And then I looked it up one time, just like.
Why does half of this show suck?
Not even that, just like what do people consider filler? Because I can't tell. Like, to me, it was all the show.
I didn't start skipping filler until the war arc. That was the only point where I was like, this is too much. Like, this is fucking awful. The rest of it is it's just kind of like these fun little side stories that sometimes would go against shit.
I felt like when I first read it, I was like, well, you just don't like characters or something. Like the list, it felt like it was all the ones where it was just like an episode starts and then and like the people are like talking to each other.
Well, in like
a
dictionary sense, like technically the filler is just something that the anime writers made up that wasn't in the manga. Like something that was just like original content. I think that's kind of like the textbook definition. There's probably some room for wiggle room within there, you know, but that's generally what it works within. And again, there are some times where like a filler arc, like something these guys just made up, like because it's just the anime writers making shit up, they can't change anything about the status quo, like at all. Yeah, there was a really funny example of that recently. It was so weird. I'm glad I remembered this. I wanted to bring it up. There's an arc where they just headed off from one island to the next, and like right at the beginning of the journey, they lost all their food, so they were like, "We're gonna starve before we can get there." Then they do a filler arc where they raid a Navy base and steal all the food, and get out of there. And then right at the end of the arc, they all just instantly eat all of the food, and they're like, "What, we ate all of it? It's gone again?" And they're like, "Yep." And then the next episode starts out with them starving again. Just like the dumbest fucking way to handle that. Like they could have just had them lose the food like on the way back, but they just ate all of it and then now they're starving again.
I mean, I kind of like that.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, I think One Piece.
I watched that whole arc. Like I didn't complain at all. It was a fun arc.
I do like though that like One Piece seems to be, for me at least, from what I've seen, it feels like a show where like it welcomes like a silly MacGuffin at
Oh
any
yeah,
point.
I mean like their phones are snails. They have
Yeah,
paper made of fingernails. Like they, it doesn't matter.
but
Like
it's like
they just make it.
I
They just have
was
all this silly shit.
I remember watching the first couple episodes, knowing just like stuff, just seeing Luffy, and he's the rubber hero or whatever. He's got like a rubber power. So to me, I'm just like, okay, well, like let's see where he gets his rubber power, and it's literally like the quickest little scene, and you don't even see it happening. That
Yeah, he
I
just
was very
finds it,
impressed by that.
steals it from
It's like
Shanks and eats it, and that's it.
it's not self-serious, I guess.
That's one thing that when I started watching Black Clover, I was like, it was like the direct opposite of that, where you're just like, all right, when does this kid become powerful? And it's like this big fucking like, holy shit, this guy's the most special guy in the fucking world. Look how cool his powers are, and like, it was just so lame in comparison. I feel like, in
Yeah.
hindsight, it
Yeah,
literally that's what made me watch Naruto. Was when I started watching this, and I was like, why the fuck am I watching this? I should just watch Naruto at this point.
mm,
And then I never went back to it. I hear a lot of people talking it up, but I was not a fan of Black Clover.
yeah, I've only heard bad things really, except from I guess I've heard mixed things. I've heard bad things from people that I hear bad stuff about from, if that makes sense.
But yeah, the whole like Gum Gum power system. I mean, not Gum Gum. The Devil Fruit power system is so fun because it's just like the most. It's like everyone has that same simple origin story. It's so funny how like it applies to everyone the same as Luffy, where it's just like this guy can like throw electricity, and he's like, I'm an electricity human. I ate the electricity fruit. And it's just like, okay, that's his origin story. That's all that
Well, I
matters.
feel like that also it like implies that at any point any of the side characters could just pick up a fruit and eat it.
Yeah.
That's great, I think. Yeah, my wall jump seems to work unless it's tricking me.
Could you
But I
get
did
to the
everything
top?
that Yeah, I could get to the top. I just wasn't sure of how it works.
I mean, you can see how mine works. I'll go try it real quick. It should roughly be the same.
Actually, did you turn off air jumps?
Yeah, just for the sake of this testing.
Yeah, I should do that too. And I need to bring air acceleration up because I was able to, from what I could see, I got my air jump back when I hit the wall. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, you're supposed to. That's a feature he added on purpose.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if I was actually jumping or if it was just reloading my air jump.
Oh, I see.
I think maybe my air acceleration is too high or too low. Yeah. I don't know actually. I feel like I can't get up now. Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
I don't think that's right. I think something's wrong.
Is my jump height too low?
Well, you should have like an upward. Look how like my jump has like an upward acceleration to it. Hold on. Like when I'm going up at it. Damn. So it goes up, up, up,
It
up.
does for the first one. And then the second one it doesn't. Look. Oh yeah, that one moved up too. I may just be bad.
Maybe put the walls a little closer.
Yeah. It feels like I am going up, but I'm not accelerating. I guess I have to alternate direction as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, but it's doable. Yeah, I was doing it wrong.
You just gotta jump
Do it.
into the wall, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta press the buttons at the same time, it feels like.
Well, I just hold
What's your-
the opposite direction, basically.
I'm tapping the space and then left and right, like at the same left or right at the same time.
Well, you should be holding it, right? So that way you go, like, you have a little bit of acceleration going towards the opposite wall, so you get there faster. I don't know, whatever. If you can make it up there,
Yeah,
then.
I can make it up.
Okay, orbit
We can do that
camera.
forever. Yep.
Alright, this is the 4th installment of a tutorial series about controlling the movement of a character. This time we focus on the camera, creating an orbiting point of view from which we control the sphere. Then all that. Number 1, following the sphere. A fixed point of view only works when the sphere is constrained to an area that is completely visible. But usually characters in games can roam about large areas. The typical ways to make this possible is either by using a first-person view or having the camera follow the player's avatar in third-person view mode. Other approaches exist as well, like switching between multiple cameras depending on the avatar's position. Is there a second-person view? This is an interesting question. Third person exists outside the game world, representing the player. A second person exists inside the game. It could be anyone or anything that is not the player's avatar. It's rare, but some games use this viewpoint as a gimmick. For example, it's one of the psychic powers in Psychonauts. Ah. I know an example of a second person view as well.
The flying eye.
No. That would still
That
be
is
third
that
person,
one,
right?
No, because it exists inside the game world.
That's true. So it's a third person camera, but it's technically a second person camera.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, the psychic powers in Psychonauts, or the camera power in Psychonauts is basically the same.
So my example is a little. I think it fits the idea, like the concept of a second person camera a little bit, not a second person view, a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
There's a game called Driver, where at the end, towards the end of it, it's like a racing game, and towards the end you're like getting chased, and you play the final chase through the perspective of the person chasing you, but like you're controlling the car in front of you, but your view is of the person who's chasing you. So like he turns his head to constantly be looking at you, and he drives his car to like constantly keep up with you. So like I feel like that's like the quintessential second person view.
Yeah.
In my head, at least. But the eye is right. Yeah, the eye is definitely, that does count.
And I was just thinking, like, what if you had a game where every time there was a new NPC that you haven't talked to, you see yourself through them and you have to walk up to it?
You'd have to be within eye shot of every NPC
yeah.
spawn point, like at all times.
Well,
but yeah,
just like if it was, I guess I'm thinking of maybe it could just be one character in Aurobindo.
you just walk into a room and all of a sudden the camera snaps to their perspective.
Yeah, or like I would do like the banjo black circle or something, you know.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
are those called? Vignettes, I guess.
I don't know. I guess it's a vignette.
Transition.
That's not what I would think of, I guess, but yeah. We'll create a simple orbiting camera to follow our sphere in third-person mode. Define an orbit camera component type for it, giving it the require component attribute to enforcing... What?
That's just
Oh.
a typo.
Giving it the require component attribute to enforce that it is gets... what? To enforcing that it is gets attached to a game object that also has a...
You're enforcing that it is attached to a camera. It won't work if it's not a camera.
Okay, this
What you're saying.
is the worst way to say that.
Yeah, it's weird because I was gonna mention this before. Like, he does do so, like, because sometimes we'll spill through his sentences and not fully get what he's even saying, even when it's the correct sentence. But I didn't, like, in the ones that I've seen, I feel like I've seen this a lot. But we've been doing ones that I haven't done. So there might be more coming up. It would be funny just to think he did all these while he was drunk.
Yeah. Give the required component attribute to enforcing that it is gets attached to a game object.
Is there a second person view? Oh my god.
What about a fourth person view?
That is a good question, actually. What could a
I don't think that
fourth person
exists, right?
be? I know, but what could it be?
I guess it's God's perspective.
It would be like you see everybody's trails all the time.
Only their
You see every
trails.
frame. You see all of time as one frame on top of itself.
Oh, this is a real thing.
Was I right? You see all frames at once?
To summarize, the fourth person perspective is the collection of points of view in a group, the collective subjective. The fourth person is not about one specific story, it is about the relationship and overlaps between the stories and how that creates a new story and image.
This has everything to do with the story I'm doing.
A fourth person perspective?
Yeah, the collective.
Yeah, that's very true.
The
It's kind of a fourth
collective
person
understanding
game.
of everything.
Yo, what up, Sensei Professor?
What up, Sensei?
It's going pretty well. That's Jesus, by the way.
Oh, nice.
He finally got a Twitch account.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, it's been going well. We got on a bit of a tangent here, trying to understand what a fourth person view is. You know, based off first person, second person, third person. The fourth person is the narrative that concerns us, not a singular image on the screen. We become a part of the image. So it's like Shrek 4D.
So you can smell it?
Smell-o-vision.
I didn't see Shrek 4D. Was that a smell thing?
Yeah, they had smell-o-vision. They sprayed water on you when Shrek sneezes. So you feel the sneeze.
It's like the Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Or the Mass Effect ride in wherever it was. Did you ever go on the Mass Effect ride?
That's not real. They did a Mass Effect ride?
I went on the whatever big company owns Mass Effect also has a
A BioWare?
theme park.
They have BioWare as a theme park?
No, it must be whoever owns BioWare.
EA, I guess?
Who owns EA? It must be like
EA theme park?
I'll just look up Mass Effect ride because it's my only interaction with Mass Effect in my life. I've never played
Is
the
it
game,
going
so-
on the ride?
Yeah, and it's you just sit in a
Fuck
spaceship.
off with this shit. You really
New
gotta
Earth ride.
make
Oh,
me
yeah, Great
sign into an
America.
account to read this?
It's Great America. I don't know why it's there.
A good way to understand how fourth person works is to examine its difference from the first person collective, wherein the we has a clearly defined first person narrator. Here are a couple examples of what a first person collective sounds like. When our mother took us swimming, she'd sit us on the beach, drinking martinis from her thermos while she watched us. Blah, 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 blah. While the use of we and our can be a prominent feature, beneath the voice of a first person collective is an I, narrator, that controls the tone, voice, and language of the piece. Like all first person perspectives, the story or novel will be determined and limited to the attitude, age, experiences, and knowledge of the narrator. Fourth person is inherently different because there is no limited I. Instead, the tone is influenced by the collective voice of the community, but not hampered by it. Here are some examples of what the fourth person perspective sounds like. When the neighbors moved in, we wondered if they belonged in our community. We think of ourselves as a welcoming community. We bake pies, help one another, paint our houses every couple of years, and mostly have never uttered an unkind word about anyone. But when we saw the neighbors arriving with their run-down car and their ugly children, we watched from our gardens and decided not to wave. So it's the perspective of an entire group of people without any attachment to one specific person in that group. It's equally distributed amongst the people. So how could that work in a game?
Well, I wasn't thinking so much in the game, but just the...
You just play as a horse. I mean, Pikmin. No, Pikmin's first person Wii. If it was Pikmin, but you played as the Pikmin. Like if Olimar was also a Pikmin. No, because then you would still have one Pikmin being like the lead guy.
Yeah, it would have to be... I've definitely seen it in like shows and stuff. I feel like Hunter x Hunter did it or something.
Would StarCraft be a fourth person game in that sense?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that could be all RTSs.
Whatever. Let's get back on topic.
Well, just to take it back to Mass Effect really quick.
Oh yeah. Okay.
As I'm reading about it, the technology used for the ride screen was originally intended for Michael Jackson's "This Is It" tour prior to the artist's death.
And they're like, "Oh, take the Michael Jackson screen. We could use that for the Mass Effect ride."
No, it was literally the technology for it. So they reskinned.
Oh my god. Why?
And they made it in Unreal Engine 4.
Why? That's so bizarre. Yeah, I don't have much attachment to Mass Effect either. I tried to play it once and I got bored. And then I borrowed all of them from a family member. He had like all three of them on Xbox 360. I borrowed the whole set and never played it once. And then I never gave it back to him and I still have it. And then like 5 years later, I met up with him again and I was like, "Yo, do you want these back?" And he's like, I didn't even remember giving that to you. Whatever, I don't care. Completely forgot. So I still have them.
Nice.
I will never play them though. I mean, maybe. I can't say never, but I have zero motivation. Adjust the main camera of a scene with a single sphere so it has this component. I made a new scene for this with a large flat plane, positioning the camera so it looks down 45-degree angle with the sphere. Wait, this whole time has he had a fixed camera? He hasn't like parented it to the... So we're one step ahead by parenting the camera already.
We're a step behind.
Oh.
We will not be parenting.
Damn.
We're making the camera move on its own and just follow the ball.
Okay.
I think it's more the direction of Lakitu and 64.
To keep the camera focused on the sphere, we need to tell it what to focus on. This could really be anything, so add a configurable transform field for the focus. Also add an option for the orbit distance, set to 5 units by default. So we could just plug in any object and it'll orbit that object, is kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Every update we have to update... Oh yeah, like Lakitu. Well, Lakitu, does he focus on shit besides Mario?
Like I'm thinking of like not in 64. Or yeah. When the bombs talk, when things talk.
Oh yeah. I need to hear a Koopa voice now.
Do Koopas talk? I don't remember.
They go... I can't do it. It's a very specific thing. What the fuck was that? What is this? Okay, I'm done.
He's going hard.
Every update we have to adjust the camera's position so it stays at the desired distance. We'll do this in late update in case anything moves the focus in update. The camera's position is found by moving it away from the focus position in the opposite direction that it's looking by an amount equal to the configured distance. We'll use the position property of the focus instead of local position, so we can correctly focus on child objects inside a hierarchy. What the fuck is late update? I guess it's an update that gets called after the other update. Late update is called.
Like a...
Sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Late update is called after all update functions have been called. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess.
Yeah, it's like stuff you don't care if it's...
It doesn't have any priority, but it still needs to be updated every frame.
Yeah.
The camera's position is found by moving it away from the focus position in the opposite direction that it's looking by an amount, but that the direction that it's looking by an amount equal to the configured distance. So every frame it's setting its position to the same position as the ball minus ear distance amount.
Yeah. So it's doing the similar thing to the spring arm.
Okay.
The spring arm is like from the source to the camera.
The camera will not always stay at the same distance and orientation, but because physics adjusts the sphere's position at a fixed time step, so will our camera. When that doesn't match the frame rate, it will result in jittery camera motion. The simplest and most robust way to fix this is by setting the sphere's rigid body to interpolate its position. That gets rid of the jittery motion of both the sphere and the camera. This is typically only needed for objects that are focused on by the camera. Okay. So let's get that all done. First of all, I gotta add this component to the camera.
I'm getting a problem on requirement or required component. What did I? Oh, wrong brackets.
There we go. Okay, and then I set the focus to be our sphere. Wait, how do I access both? Oh, I see. Okay. I should unparent it then, huh? That's gonna fuck this up.
Maybe, I guess it technically doesn't.
Can I create like folders within this?
Within
I guess I could just
hierarchy or in the project?
On the hierarchy.
Oh.
Like, cause I have all these physics objects, I would like to just stack them into one thing and hide it.
Yeah, you could do an empty.
And then make them all child of that.
Everything. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would hide it. Let me see, actually. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I think I want to clean up a little bit with that logic real quick. Whatever, I'll do that later. As long as I have this.
I think in a little bit we'll want to make a new level. Maybe not actually for this one, but definitely I remember stopping because I thought like, oh, I don't have a level. I don't know what Pro Filter is. I'm not gonna bother. But now I do.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah, I just use. I remember now where I stopped. I just used this to get a camera working.
Yeah.
To the part where it moves around. The relax or centering the focus.
Oh shit, yeah. I fuck, I made an empty parented to every single individual one of these things. Select children. Can I deselect parents? Fuck. Whatever. Guess I just gotta manually do this. put myself into a real pickle here.
Wait, what's happening?
I just made a parent. I made a child under every single object on accident on the physics thing, so I had to delete all of them. I guess actually, just so that Jesus has an idea of what we're doing somewhat, we're making just like a movement system within Unity. So like this ball kind of represents a character, you know, like you'd imagine later we'd add a character animating that like runs in that place. So they could like go over ramps and they kind of stick to the ramp a little bit, how like a person walking over the ramp would, rather than like going flying over it. Then there's like we got jumping, and the jumping has a lot to it. We have it so that you can kind of just slide upstairs smoothly like this. You interact with physics objects, you like knock shit around. Your jump takes into consideration like the angle that you're on. You can see like I kind of jump perpendicular to that angle. And then we also added wall jumping. You could also do double jumps if you enable it here. Bam, bam. You could do like the Mario 64 like wall jumping thing. So we've just been trying to figure out how to do just the physics of a character within that. And now we're working on making a camera. Oh, so I have to set the rigid body. Wait, so I have to put a rigid body on the camera?
I don't think so. Does he do that?
Oh, the sphere's rigid body. Never mind. You set the sphere's rigid body to interpolate.
Oh, that's weird. My freeze position or freeze rotation was off.
Mine's been off like this whole time. I just now turned it on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so smooth. Oh my god. That actually made like a huge difference. I didn't think that was gonna matter very much. Always keeping the sphere in exact focus might feel too rigid. Even the smallest motion of the sphere will be copied by the camera, which affects the entire view. We can relax this constraint by making the camera only move when its focus point differs too much from the ideal focus. We'll make this configurable by adding a focus radius set to 1 by default. Oh, and we're following a tutorial to walk us through all of this. We're not just like intuiting it. But hopefully one day we can get to that level. A relaxed focus requires us to keep track of the current focus point, as it may no longer exactly match the position of the focus. Initialize it to the focus object's position in awake, and move updating it to the separate update focus point method. Okay. Okay, so what is focus dot position? Oh, okay. So the focus point is just set equal to where the sphere is right at the beginning of running, and then from that point on, it's updated in update. You still there?
Yeah, sorry. I've just been trying to catch up.
Okay.
Trying not to copy and paste too much, just because I feel like I don't get it when I do that.
That's smart, yeah.
I'm not reading his descriptions.
I just hadn't heard from you in a bit, and then I heard like distant coughing, so I was like, oh shit.
Oh, I think someone's in your room.
That's fine.
Did I? Oh, yeah.
Is the stream like really laggy and like dropping out a lot? I keep getting warnings that I'm dropping frames, but I can't like. Oh, it's probably because I'm downloading on Steam. Well, I'm glad this has been downloading, but that is kind of annoying that it automatically started doing that and fucked up the stream. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't think the stream is like. I don't think it's dropped.
I've dropped so many frames. Well, not that bad, but it says I've dropped 38% of my frames in the last 2 minutes.
I guess it is. I mean, I would say it's a little.
It's probably better now, because I just stopped the download.
Yeah.
So that probably fixed it.
If anything, it would just be your camera.
Yeah. Well, because there's like no motion really on anything else.
Yeah. If we were playing Valorant, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sure, that would be a lot more noticeable. Alright, but yeah, let me know when you're at. Are you at focus radius?
I'm writing update focus point right now.
Okay. So then, once you're at, if the focus radius is positive, let's start reading his descriptions together again.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming that's what you want.
Yeah. Update focus point. Vector. Target point. So we can change this target point relative to the focus point now. Or not relative. What's the opposite of relative? Independent.
Independent, yeah. Detached, I guess. I feel like if I lost half my pinky on my right hand, I feel like that wouldn't affect my life that much. Like how often do I use that finger, I feel like?
On your right hand?
Yeah.
You were saying that I was on your left hand, you said?
No, because on my left hand, I use it to hit shift and control.
When you were saying it, I was using my pinky to hit backspace.
Your right pinky?
Yeah. You don't
to hit
use your right
backspace? Oh,
Yeah.
because you have both your hands on your keyboard?
Mhm.
I see, okay. Yeah, actually, I could see that. I don't do that, but that would probably... That is one use for it. I don't do this very often and put, like, both my hands on my keyboard.
Oh, for coding, I feel like that's critical.
I usually have my hand on one. I have them in gamer mode, mostly,
Yeah.
and then I'll just switch to
Gamer
type,
stance.
and then I go back. I type, and then I go back. I don't like rest both my hands on my keyboard. But yeah, I could see
Different
that.
stances. Gamer stance. Coder stance.
But I like when I'm writing, I don't rely on my pinky very much. It doesn't help me when I hold my mouse. Like I could just as well do it with my ring finger. I never really thought about that, but I think that's the finger I would be most down to lose probably.
I'm utilizing podcast stance.
That's when you have your headphones on and you're like really close to the mic.
That's when you sit with your back straight and you rotate your chair around the mic. Which is what I'm doing and knocking stuff off my desk.
What? You rotate around your mic?
Yeah, my mic is on a mic arm. And it's right above the center point of my chair's rotation.
What the fuck? What?
You know,
It's like it's here, and then you're like rotating.
It's under my chin. It's under my chin.
Okay. I'm imagining like the boom arm is just coming
podcasting right
down
now.
like this, and then you're rotating around it like that in your chair.
Kind of. I think the main difference is that your mic is upside down.
Oh, I guess that's true. Well, I was thinking that's the only way you could like cleanly orbit the mic.
No. This is a pretty clean orbit. Let me tell you about stamps.com.
I guess I don't watch enough podcasts. I haven't heard of stamps.com sponsorship like ever.
How about Manscaped?
Yes, I've heard a lot of Manscaped.
With Manscaped, you can
Dude, I wish we did ad reads. Fuck, that would be so sick.
I mean, for the money, I guess.
It sounds so funny though. It seems like such a funny thing to do.
Yeah.
Definitely for the money. Okay, are we on if the focus radius is positive?
You know, I know a company that does, like, anybody can get a sponsorship from them.
That's funny. Very low barrier for entry.
Yeah, I just don't know if they even pay. I feel like they just send their thing to you.
So they're just like, you could promote us if you want. Sure, fuck it.
Hey, I'll look into that. That could be funny.
I mean, we could just say it's sponsored, right? Like,
Yeah, we are. Well, I mean, we are actually sponsored by Warner Brothers.
yeah.
Which is why we play all their movies, and they allow it. So if Twitch wants to get in the way,
So every stream we have Lord of the Rings on loop. The bottom right corner of the screen. That's why I always fall asleep during streams.
I'm on the site for
burn.
that website or for that company.
What's the company?
It's called The Coldest Water.
This stream brought to you by the coldest water.
Well, not yet. This is the company I said they'll give you a sponsorship if you ask.
What does that mean though? Like, if they're not paying me, how is that a sponsorship if they're not paying me?
Oh, become an ambassador. Here we go. Oh, wait, no, I think... Wait. Is this a job? No. Oh, okay. You earn 20% on each sale. That's how it goes.
So there probably is a higher barrier for entry then.
No, there's a very low barrier, but they don't pay you for promoting.
Oh, so we have like that's what they give us, I bet.
Code.
They give
We
us a
get a
coupon
code.
code, yeah.
And then we tell people what it is. And if they buy it, then we get 20% on the sale.
How much is a sale? Like, it's water, so we get like 30 cents?
Well, no, they're water bottles. But the company is called The Coldest Water.
So I mean, the
they have
bottles are
water bottles.
what, like $5 max? So we get 20% of that $5.
Well, they're like insulated. They're not like... They're expensive, it looks like.
Oh, they're like nice bottles.
Seemingly.
I could get my mom to buy one.
They're sold on Amazon. So you would have to like look it up and then skip the Amazon link and go to their website to put it in.
We should do this like you know, like in Boy Scouts you have to go door to door and like sell shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or like in football they make you like sell things to get points towards a magazine. We should just do that. Just go around selling these water bottles with our coupon code MIPPY. Also watch our stream.
Yeah. That's so funny. We get like $8 a month.
That's a pretty like
and every day we have to go
optimistic.
Go to coldwater.com. Yeah, no, we would not get $8 a month. You get $8. Period.
Unless Jesus just goes ham buying water bottles.
We're not. No, don't do that. We don't get any of the money.
We get 20%. Well, not yet.
No, we should be trying to get. We're trying to get followers. Then we could just do like a pump and dump crypto or something.
It's true. If the focus radius is positive, check whether the distance between the target and current focus points is greater than the radius. If so, pull the focus towards the target until the distance matches the radius. This can be done by interpolating from target point to current point, using the radius divided by a current distance as the interpolator. Otherwise, directly set the focus point to the target point, as before.
Lerp.
So this is lerping? Oh, there it is!
Yep.
Lerp.
Interpolating.
I remember when I first heard about lerping. I was a
should
young
be
boy.
Chirping, but they're not.
Vector 3, target point... Where is this? This is an if statement. Here, under update position. Yeah. Okay, so if the focus radius is less than 0, which means... What is the focus radius?
Focus radius.
That's the amount of space that the ball can move within before the camera moves.
Yes.
So if the radius is less than 0, that means it just tracks directly. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
If the distance is
That means there's the distance. Or wait, actually. Which one is distance?
Oh wait, if
Distance
it's
plus
greater
distance.
than 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that what I said was still right, but I misunderstood the if statement.
Oh yeah, so he's just adding that functionality.
So the else
taking it
is where it just is equal. That's where it's just if it is less than or equal to 0, well, I guess if it is 0, then it's just fixed. But if it's greater than 0, then have it kind of trail behind. Okay, well, let me go play with this a little bit. Oh. Oh, I missed a... Oh, I missed. Okay.
Secret benefit of these tutorials is that you get to sit on your high horse a little bit.
How
And
so?
say like, imagine how many games don't even have, and then
Yeah. It's like there's so many games never
That
go
just
this
parent.
deep.
How many games on Steam just parent the camera at the end?
Yeah. They don't even put thought into this kind of shit for sure. I see what you mean now, yeah.
Just like we wouldn't have
Unless we had this tutorial, yeah.
yeah.
Or if we had years of experience doing this shit like this guy does.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a good way to kind of speed run getting that kind of experience. I like this camera. This feels good. I kind of forgot my ground was fruits and vegetables. I've just been there for so long that I really haven't like thought about it.
Oh, I think I put these in the wrong order. Focus point, yeah. So if distance is greater than focus radius. But so is distance not? Is distance the distance from the camera?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so it is a real radius in that it must be a sphere, right? Like,
well, it's a sphere of rotation around that object.
Yeah.
So it's a radius in the sense that it's like orbiting around whatever the center thing is.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that the first time I did it. That makes more sense.
What? You mean how I sound like a man and you sound like a piglet on helium? You take that back! I will, when you ask me like a man. Really? Because right now you sound like a mouse whose parachute won't open. Ah, my ears! Oh, okay.
Why is this the thing that comes up?
What?
This is the one I was looking for.
Turn on sound.
What?
I'll turn on sound. I remember.
Centering the focus. Using a focus radius makes the camera respond only to larger motion of the focus, but when the focus stops, so does the camera. It's also possible to keep the camera moving until the focus is back in the center of its view. To make this motion appear more subtle and organic, we can pull back slower as the focus approaches the center. For example, the focus starts at some distance from the center. We pull it back so that after a second that distance has been halved. We keep doing this, halving the distance every second. The distance will never be reduced to 0 this way, but we can stop when it has gotten small enough that it is unnoticeable. So we're doing a limit.
Yeah, I did it again where I wasn't paying attention to the reading because I was coding.
Oh, it's all good. Just read it. Yeah. Ow. So I am copy and pasting, but then I just go through and read through line by line to try to make sure I somewhat get it. So that's probably why I'm going too fast.
I am just I think I am like doing both at the same time and then messing myself up. I'll like copy and paste one line and then want to type the rest and be like, wait, I don't remember typing this line. What is this? I am caught up.
That was funnier than I expected it to be. Did you read centering the focus?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? That's kind of a limit.
Yeah, it's already a limit. It's because it's going from one position to the other. But this is, instead of linearly interpolating, we're like slowing it down a little bit. So we're making it what's it called? What's it called? Exponent. We're introducing an exponent.
How is that a limit if it was a straight line?
Well, it's a limit from target point to focus point, right? What is the limit, I guess, is what I'm... What part is... Where are we putting the limit on?
I was just saying this graph.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's just movement from one position to the next. And this is, instead of moving in a straight line, it's like slowing down as it approaches it.
I think it's also that he said the distance will never be reduced to 0, but it'll get so close that it's basically 0. Like, that's the concept of a limit as well.
I guess, yeah, that's true. There is a limit in this.
Okay. Add a configuration option for the focus centering factor, which has to be a value in the 0 to 1 range, with 0.5 as a good default. To apply the expected centering behavior, we have to interpolate between the target and current focus points, using math as the interpolator, with help of the mathf.pow method. We only need to do this if the distance is large enough, say above 0.01, and the centering factor is positive. To both center and enforce the focus radius, we use the minimum of both interpolators for the final interpolation. Okay, definitely need to run through that again. What are the variables in this sense?
Distance?
Is C distance?
No, C is the centering factor.
And then T is
arbitrary. T is time, I assume. Or wait, yeah. It's using time.delta time, but I don't actually... Well, yeah, he's giving us some math that we don't have to do. But that is you're right in that it is a limit. Like, this is a limit, what's it called? A limiting expression, I guess. 1 minus c to the power or something.
Yeah. Do I put this focus point thing above the else? Oh, never mind. It's okay. I get it.
Where is it? Above the if?
It's below the if statement, but above the else. Like, it's at the end, it's after the if statement, inside of the big if statement in update focus point.
Yeah.
That's where I misunderstood, is I thought this else was an else to this if, but it's an else to this if.
Oh, which if actually, so I don't mess that up.
The
Like,
else,
the
it's an else to the big
outside
if. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought it was an else to the one of the inside ifs. So I was like confused why you would put it between the if and the else. But I get this. I get it. And then we got to replace the time to unscaled delta time, because relying on the normal time delta makes the camera subject to the game's time scale. So it would also slow down during slow motion effects, and even freeze in place if the game would be paused. To prevent this, make it depend on unscaled delta time. Very smart. That's definitely something I could see like accidentally finding out like 5 months into development when you want to do a time travel thing. Or time control, I mean. Okay, well, we're at an hour, and we're moving on to a new phase here at orbiting the sphere.
Yeah.
So that could be a good stopping point.
Yeah, I'm down to call it.
Gotta go play some Tarkov, dude. The fresh wipe today.
Yeah. How often are the wipes? Pretty long, right?
It's so long. It's way too long. It's like half a year between each wipe.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
That is a lot.
It's stupid. They're saying that they don't want the final game to even have wipes at all, but like the way the game is right now, it has to wipe. You can't not wipe that. It gets so boring.
They gotta bring the ceiling way up, it looks like. From what I've seen, it seems like Rust in the no BP wipe, where just getting in means people have stuff pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, in like an MMO, that never wipes, and that, I guess that's not competitive between people. Like, people aren't fighting each other all the time.
Yeah.
God, that would actually be horrible in an MMO, and you can just kill anyone you see.
Yeah, you just spawn in and there's 50 level 1,000,000 dudes right at spawn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got more pushback on that than I expected to when I said that Tarkov and Rust are like very, very similar games. But they're totally are. Whatever. Alright, we're going to call it there. So we'll come back tomorrow and we'll work on orbiting the sphere. Today, we set the foundations for a better camera. We had it before where it just kind of parented directly to it. But now you can see it's got smoother movement. You can move within the camera's radius without the camera really moving, which is a nice little touch. And we've got like our camera script ready for more advanced stuff to be based on that. So I think tomorrow's when we do actual manual rotation and all that, because right now the camera still doesn't rotate at all. But yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Thanks for sticking around, Jesus.
Buy cold water.
Yeah. Wait, no. I really don't want any of it. Like, I don't want anyone to.
Use coupon code coldwater at coldwater.com.
That's probably a coupon code for them. They'll get the 20%.
They'd get 100%.
No, but they'll get an extra 20. You're just boosting them.
They just create another 20% of that money.
Yeah, put in that code to pay 20% more.
Okay, goodbye, bye.
Do not buy the water.
Don't buy water.
Don't go buy water.
You're done. No more water.